Yeah, that's what time it is. Long run morning. I'm here to give you a few tips or Vlogmas on your first long run. The first tip I have for you, if it's your first run, don't do it. If it's your first run, then you should not go for a long run. You need to build up to your long run. Otherwise, you're going to put too much abuse on your body and you're going to end up hating running because you're going to be so sore when you get back and you're going to break down as you go. I'm going to talk a little bit more about breaking down as we go along. Your body just won't be able to handle going on a long run if you haven't worked your way up to it. My first tip for you for a long run is don't do it unless you're prepared for it. Depending on the length of your long run, that's going to be 8.5 miles. So I'm going to need a little something to help me go through this, especially since the fact that it's so early in the morning. Nutrition beforehand, very important, and hydration. You may even want to consider making your route so that there's a place to stop and get some water. If you're doing a loop a couple of times, instead of an out and back, put a water bottle behind a tree or something, and then as you come back around to it each time, you can grab a quick drink, especially if it's hot. For me, it's not going to be very hot today. It's going to be actually kind of cool. Another thing about timing your nutrition before you go is you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time for the liquids that your body's not going to absorb to pass through you, or make sure that there is a restroom on your route. On my route, I know that there's going to be a McDonald's. I like to consume about half of a meal bar half an hour before I leave. That way it gives my body time to start breaking it down and using that fuel for energy. The other thing you want to think about, besides water along your run and bathrooms along your long run, is fuel along your long run. They make these little pouches, especially if you're going to be going over 3 miles. You're going to want to think about the fact that your body is going to be using up all of the energy and all of the stores that you have. So you're going to need something to help it make it through those last couple of miles if you're doing more than 3 or 4 miles. What they are is mostly sugar. That's because your body converts that so quickly into energy, and it helps to keep your body from breaking down so much. Shoes. I've gone over running shoes before, but those are very important for a long run. You don't want brand new shoes. You also don't want too old of running shoes. Dress accordingly. The other morning, it was insanely cold outside, like it was below freezing. This morning, it's in the 50s. I'm gonna wear a 2-layer jacket because there's a slight chance of rain. So the pink part is warmer. The white part will help protect me in case of needing some rain. I'm also going to wear my mittens and my head wrap because I'm always cold. 55 degrees is going to be cool. The nice thing is your body increases about 20 degrees as you run. I know I'm going to get hot and sweaty and I can shed layers. This jacket has zippered pockets. I can put my gloves and my head wrap in there when I'm done with them, and I won't lose them. If you've ever run in the cold, you know you need these. Otherwise, your sleeves, your shirt, your jacket, your mittens, gloves, whatever, become tissues. So your essentials: dress accordingly, good audio, tissues, fuel, back to dressing accordingly, and one last trip to the bathroom before I head out. Here I go. 2.5 miles in, and I usually don't stop for this, but I wanted to show you about 2.5 miles in. It's a good time to do this. It keeps me from breaking down. I'm gonna keep running. You don't want to guzzle them as soon as you get it. You want to slowly drink at it. It's taken me half a mile to eat this because it's kind of thick like applesauce. It can leave a gross taste in your mouth. The other thing is to try to learn to keep running while you eat it. If it's your first time having one of these, don't do it on a long run. Get used to it first because you don't know how you're gonna feel after you eat this. They're really sugary, and if you're not used to a lot of sugar, then it can make you feel kind of queasy. This is the farthest I've ever run away from my house. It's always important to track your run as well as plan your run. So what's the point of the long run? Why the long run? Because when you're running a race, you want to have that endurance at the end. You want to pass other people physically, And so you've got to be prepared for that mentally and physically towards the end of your race if you want to do well. Or if you're just trying to beat your personal best, you need to be prepared to do that by training longer so that in the race, when it's shorter, you have that energy to push at the very end. On your way home, think about what you're going to eat. Make sure you're thinking wisely. Carbs, proteins, and fats, don't neglect them, you need them. Recovery is just as important as getting focused on the run, preparing for the run, and going on a long run. I'm gonna have a bowl of oatmeal and add a heaping scoop of protein to it, maybe even a scoop of my meal replacement shake to go along with it. But I am about half a mile from the house and I'm ready to recover. That's it. 8 miles. I kept an 11:04 pace, which is 11 minutes and 4 seconds a mile. I think I'm ready for my 12K. And I've still got a couple more weeks of training. I hope that you enjoy these vlogs, and I will see you for the rest of Vlogmas.